if we allow the Nigerian police
the federal police on persons
to transit into the state
easily
police,
go to the state
they will carry along their corruption
character tendencies,
and therefore infest the new one. Who said, are you sure that the ones you are going to your employing will not do the same? Corruption is so embedded in Nigeria that to say that this institution that is corrupt and this is not corrupt is to deceive ourselves. Corruption is so high in Nigeria that 3 out of every 10 Nigerians can only be said to be innocent. We create problems that make people to be corrupt. You are paying a man 84,000 naira. His rent probably is 10,000 a month.
I doubt that.
Huh?
Rent is like
a room and parlor.
25 is the cheapest you can find.
Oh, no, let's say he's living in the basic room and parlor. Zinc. Paco.
Okay.
10,000. Shanty. You take 10,000 from 84, it goes to 74. Right? He probably has a wife and 2 children. Huh? He needs to feed with a minimum of 2,000 a day.
Which is unbelievable.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
This 2,000, that is 60,000. He has to pay his electric bill.
Of course not.
Huh?
Light is not cheap.
He must get transport to work because he's not living in the barrack.
Of course not.
Huh? So you ask him to be running on deficit every month. When we make laws, and we want people to enforce the law, let's compensate them so that they can depend 100% on their salary for survival.
State governors are seeking greater constitutional authority over security operations within their domains and guaranteeing funding arrangement for the proposed state police services, according to a report of a high-level strategic meeting involving state attorney generals, legal experts, and senior security officials convened by the Nigerian Governors Forum Secretariat in Abuja last week. Now, the report contained in the NGF bulletin obtained by us dialogue provides one of the clearest framework yet for the establishment of state police in the country. Now, detailing proposal on operational powers, funding mechanism, personnel management, and oversight structures and the relationship between federal and state policing institutions. Now, according to the report, the meeting was convened to harmonize proposals for a constitutional and institutional framework for the establishment of state police services across the country. Now, the report described the deliberation as a significant milestone in ongoing effort to strengthen the country's security architecture through a decentralized policing system that balances local security needs and also constitutional safeguards and national cohesion. Now, the latest push comes amid growing concern over worsening security, or rather insecurity, across several parts of the country, including terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, communal conflict, and also violent crime, which have continued to test the capacity of the Nigerian central controlled policing structure. Now, a major outcome of the meeting was also the proposal for greater constitutional recognition of governors' role in coordinating security operations within their state. Now, according to the report, participants reviewed legislative provisions currently under consideration, particularly those relating to governors' authority in securing their state. But the big question is, when all of this is said and done, are we truly going to see any difference in the security situation bedeviling us at the moment? And will it not take a stronger political will? Now listen, a stronger political will to make the state police work and also to end the surging insecurity in the country? Well, these and more will take center stage on the show today, and that is state police analyzing its possible impact on curbing insecurity. That's what we're having as a major discourse today. We're talking about the issue of state police analyzing its possible impact on curbing insecurity. And to help us curb, or rather discuss about it today on the show, is no other person, but I like calling him an elder statesman, undermining he's young in mind and body. And we're talking of no other person but Olorogun Magege. Well, I introduced you as a man that is young in body and mind, and undermining you an elder statesman. But in all, we want to say we're still celebrating with you, because we know recently you celebrated your birthday and you're looking good to go. But all the same, welcome to another lovely time. And I could still remember the last time you were here, it got a whole lot of reviews, and we want to really appreciate that. Welcome to it. Now, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah. And
good morning, viewers.
Well, I would want us to go straight into the discourse because we're talking about the proposal that we were here on Dialogue were opportune to have. And it stemmed out of that very meeting that was conducted last week at the Secretariat of the Nigerian Governors Forum in Abuja, where we had like minds that concerns the creation of state police sitting down and having that proposal on how to look at the institutional guideline and also the constitutional provision and how they can in every way implement the state police. Now, you will agree with me that since the return of 1999, this will be one of the major talking points as it concerns the creation of state police. We've had it over time. We still remember the 2014 confab. It was stated as state police, but we've never had it this serious in wanting to implement it. So my first question is, do you feel all of this is coming on the ground of the growing insecurity, or do you feel, come on, it's about time state police really comes into being and the talking of true federalism? So let's understand.
I think both.
Both, you say?
Yeah. The rising insecurity in the country, be it banditry, terrorism, kidnapping, on and on and on. The Nigerian police, as it is now, is overwhelmed. And many efforts have been made by Mr. President.
Okay.
The establishment of forest guards. The various individuals who are forming security outfits, like Mr. Igboho.
Yeah, Igboho.
Is establishing Iyekun or something, the tail of a leopard. That's the name. Amotekun coming up and all that. So that certainly has made the call for state police
imperative. Okay.
Then restructuring. Mr. President has been part of the restructuring band when he was in NADECO. We need to restructure, we need to restructure, we need to restructure, we need to restructure. He is going into this restructuring thing gradually. If we can have a decentralized police, of course, that's part of restructuring.
That's why I had to ask that question.
Putting security into the hands of the governors.
And the region and the people.
Yes. So, yes, it's both. Maybe we'll say the insecurity hastened this
discourse of police.
Yes.
State police. Now, let's come to it. You totally agree with me that over the years, we've had traditional rulers, security experts, even retired security experts, both it be in the Nigerian army and police and civil society. Everybody has always talked about the inability of a large country like ours, with over 240 million people, having a central policing force, especially getting authorities from Abuja. Now, they said it's imperative we walk away from that structure. Now, do you feel the country, I'm asking this on two grounds. Do you feel the country is because of the size we have? Do you feel, or is because of the way things are, that a central policing cannot really help to deal with the curbing insecurity? So let's understand, is it that we are now becoming aware that central policing is not working in Nigeria? And the reason is, it was working before now. It worked for decades. Since we got independent, it was working. And the issue of wanting to put us into one entity was the reason we have central this, central that, central this. But now that seems to be falling apart. So let's understand, do you feel central policing is not working and can never work in the Nigerian context in helping to curb insecurity?
I grew up in Western Nigeria, present-day Ogun State. Meeting state police. There was state police in Western Nigeria. Yes, in the 60s.
Okay.
I witnessed them. They were in the village, in the town we were living in, Okwawa. I witnessed them, I saw them. Vis-a-vis the Nigerian police. So it's not like I mistook one for the other. My brother-in-law, late brother-in-law, was in the Nigerian police.
Okay.
So there is no question I didn't know the Nigerian police. I stayed in the police barrack. I grew up in the police barrack
Okay.
in the very early 60s.
Okay.
But the police, the local police, the state police I'm talking about, were in Western Nigeria, Awolowo Western region, performing specific duties. They were housed in barracks, have their own stations, have their own divisional offices. So when we talk of state police, it looks like people have forgotten that we had state police in Western Nigeria. And they were thoroughly augmenting the Nigerian police. They have specific jobs they were doing.
Tax suite.
Yes. They were used for tax collection
Okay.
at that time. So it's not a new thing. And when we make a big deal out of it as if it's a new thing. No, it's not a new thing. It's not a new thing. I don't know of Eastern region, but Western region, there was the state police. Until 1963, when we became republic, and then they were fused with the central police. The emergence of the Nigerian police itself is colonial. If you look at the olden days barracks, the main olden day barracks,
Yeah.
they were stationed in GRAs.
Okay.
Warri Division, I think that's what they call Division A now, at GRA Warri, was placed there to protect the Europeans.
Okay. They were around at that time.
Yes, they were mainly around the GRAs where the white men were living. So they were more of a protective shield for the expatriates living in Nigeria, the colonial masters in Nigeria. So they were seeing us, the blacks, the Nigerians, as those to be kept at bay. And that mentality has not changed. That mentality has not changed. We've never had a friendly police, despite the slogan, the police is your friend. But having said that, Nigeria has grown. And with it, with the growth, comes also the growth and sophistication of crime crime.
Yeah.
Crime has grown from Oyenusi era of armed robbery, Anini armed robbery, to kidnapping, to banditry, to terrorism. And in response to economic deprivation, mainly economic deprivation and political deprivation.
Yeah.
There is nobody who will be living comfortably who will want to commit crime. Are you getting me?
Yes.
You want to enjoy the fruit of your labor. You don't want to be harassed because of your labor. So we have grown in size, population has increased, crime has increased, and with it, all these problems of a police, a Nigerian police that is not evolving fast enough to deal with this situation. See, when kidnapping comes up, we set up a kidnapping
squad.
Yes. And who are those we take? It's not like they are new persons.
They are still the existing.
The same existing people, the same policemen, you now brand them and give them a helix, and bam, they become experts. But that's not it. So if we need a forward-looking police, and it's difficult when the police itself is overwhelmed, when there is shortage of personnel, serious shortage of personnel. Nigeria is grossly under-policed.
Yeah, 214 million, but we have only 377,000 police.
Grossly under-policed. So removing staff from there for special training creates a problem.
Loopholes.
So For us, for the Nigerian police to meet the needs of Nigeria with respect to policing, we need to massively employ. We need to improve on technology. We need to improve on maintenance of technology. Look at the Abuja CCTV.
Yeah. Up to now, nothing have been heard of.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So these are part of the problem.
Okay, now let me come back to my initial question. And just like lawyers, I like to rephrase my question again. Now, do you feel a central policing system has also increased crime in a way? You allow me land. Let me explain what I mean. Many will say the central way of policing, whereby you send it more like to a central command and you wait for direction, either first to the division, from the area command. From the area command now it goes down to the division. From the division now to the different formations. It takes a whole lot of channels to follow. And crime does not wait for you. It manifests itself instantly. So hence the need of decentralization of the police force. So do you feel that issue of centralization, wait from a directive from Abuja, wait from directive from Abuja has always in every way encouraged crime? Because before you come to hold it down, to block it down, you have to follow through many channels. So do you feel that's also a reason that Nigeria has grown past that way of police formation and police structure to help curb crime?
Imagine if there's an issue in Ugele, my local government, and then you have to wait for Tinubu in Abuja to give orders to do or not to do certain things with respect to that
The DIG
issue.
will now, from the IG to the DIG.
So think of how ungovernable the country will be if basic decisions have to be transmitted to Tinubu in Abuja before we can do something in Ugele, which is what is the structure of the police. Tinubu becomes like the IG, and the local government chairman becomes like the DPO or the area command.
Yes.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
Crime requires immediate attention. There is no time for analysis or all this things. Take for example, the problem with Nigerian police today.
Okay.
IGP Disu
Yes.
is a Yoruba man, I suppose.
Yes.
He's a Yoruba man.
Yes. Tunji Dusu.
Yes, he's a Yoruba man, right? He's over there in Abuja, supervising Ugele North, Agbaru specifically. Disu does not understand a word in Yoruba.
Of course not.
Are you getting me?
Of course not.
If he had ever served in Delta State, maybe for a few years as he was going up the ladder, from the police, from the lower rank of the police to the highest rank he is today. Then he passes order to the zones. The AIG is in charge of the zone. For example, zone 5 is not an Yoruba man.
Of course.
Does not understand Yoruba. Suffer the same ills as his boss, IGP.
Dusu.
That one now passes on to the Commissioner of Police in Delta. The same problem. The man is not an Yoruba, does not understand the culture of Yoruba, does not know anything about Yoruba.
He's Yoruba.
It's Yoruba. Then move down to the area command in Ugele or in Ekma. The same thing. Not to Yoruba.
Some of them are Calabar.
Yes. But then you come to Agbaro division. The DPO is not Yoruba. Does not know a word of Yoruba. Does not understand the culture of Yoruba. And he's trying to solve a crime in Yoruba community. How effective will it be? How effective? So when problems are passed on to Abuja, it's coming back basically empty. How are the people? What is their culture? What is their ethnographic? What is their? How do we understand their culture?
Because it looks as if almost undermined crime has no language, but it still has the face and bearing of the community.
We are talking of solving crime in the local Urobo village. The smell of what you cook tells your neighbors whether it's chicken, whether it's fresh fish, whether it's bushmeat, or whether it's tiko. Tiko is dry meat.
I know to go.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
I eat a lot.
So they can tell right away whether you stole that thing that you are cooking because they know your capacity. They know your capacity they know your economic capacity. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is where crimes are detected. This is how crime is detected. When somebody who has no job is all of a sudden building a house, the immediate community knows, where is this guy getting his money? They may come to you and be drinking beer with you, but they are coming to spy you. But because they don't have any place to go to report, a place they can rely on, a place where they will be safe, they don't report. They know the kidnappers. There is no kidnapper that will operate in any village for 2-3 years that won't be discovered because he will spend the money. And people know his background. They know he has no job. So where is he getting money to do this? We therefore need a local police that will tap into this knowledge, the behavioral knowledge of the people, the cultural knowledge of the people. And most importantly, the native, the man must be native to the environment, must be native. No, you don't bring somebody from Katsina to be DPO in Agbaru. You can't, he won't perform well because he grew up in a different culture. So this is the bane of Nigerian police. You don't expect a performance, excellent performance from anything that is being controlled from Abuja. Can't work. Cannot work. That is the problem.
Okay, well, anyway, that problem is why we're analyzing and trying to see if we can really deal with the issues and see how we can better place the police and state police rather to be more effective than the federal system we have in governance. Well, in case you're joining us, it's Dialogue, and on Dialogue today, we're looking at the state police, analyzing its impact, possible impact, if fully implemented. Like I informed you, Dialogue was opportuned to get the proposal of that very meeting that was held in Abuja just last week that concerns the constitutional and institutional framework to guide in the establishment of the state police. And like I said, that's what we're having as our major discourse. We still have no other person but Chief Olori Magege helping out with the discourse, and we'll continue on that note. Now, one of the basic things that were discussed during that very meeting was the constitutional framework in establishing the state police, which is lacking for now. Yes, we do know on June 11th of just some couple of days back, the House of Representatives passed it into second reading, and indeed paving the way to break that shackles that seems to be in our constitution, 99 as amended, that seem to give the federal government the authoritative rights,
The exclusive right
to handle policing of the federation, and undermining the claim in our constitution that governors are the chief security officers of their state.
by the mouth.
Okay, well, anyway, you said so. But now, let's look at the constitutional framework, because during this meeting that was staged last week, when we had Attorney Generals of the Federation of 36 of all the states put together and that of the FCT sitting down to talk, they talked about the constitutional provisions that are required to help bring back the state police. And then one most important thing they raised is the issue of who controls the state police. That has always been debate. They are talking or thinking that it should be the exclusive right of the governors, with some major checks too. So let's look at that. Now, one of the fears being expressed by many Nigerians is the unwavering powers governors have in their states. They are more like demigods. Now, giving them control over policing of the people will bring birth to them using it or misusing it against their oppositions. But there are other constitutional issues that they are trying to see if they will hook to indeed not let that total power be with the government. But at the moment, should we entertain such fears? And if the fears are germane, how can we really come to strike a balance that this beautiful innovation or innovative is not being misused by these governors? In your own assessment.
Now the constitution is being amended.
Yes.
The Senate will pass the bill today,
Yes.
Tuesday.
Yes.
They are convening now.
And that's why we are discussing this. It needs to be timely. That's what we always do on dialogue.
Yes. We put in checks and balances. We do not say because somebody will abuse a power. Therefore, we do not create that power.
Okay.
We put checks and balances. We could have for instance, a Delta Police Board.
Okay. Okay. Like we are talking. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Like example, Delta Police Board. It serves as like a board of directors.
Okay. Managing the state.
Delta
police. State Police.
Yes. In that board, we'll have the press, maybe the guild of editors.
Okay.
They are representative.
Under the board.
Yes.
Civil society.
Civil societies, NBA, the Nigerian Bar Association. They can.
Okay, Christian Association.
Are you getting me?
Yeah.
All those bodies that are in the forefront of civil rights defense.
Okay.
They should be in the board, along with the governor or his representative.
Okay.
And of course, the constitution is a living vehicle, a living document.
Yes.
What I mean by living document, it can always be amended.
Yes.
As we go along and we see problems, we amend accordingly to solve the problem. So we shouldn't be afraid that the governor could become a demigod. But that will again go into how do we pick the good man for the governor? You see, if we pick the correct individual, what I mean by correct, a man with the mindset of service. Like the governor we're having today now, I keep saying that Obrogori is a man with the right mindset.
Okay.
Then the problem of the fear of abuse would be horrendously limited. It will be limited. So, yes, check and balances can be put there to curtail the powers of the governor.
Okay. Okay. Okay, now, as much as you've said that, I want us to look on another major thing that was put forward in that proposal, and is differentiating the role, because what they are proposing is that the federal and the state police can work pari passu together in dealing with the issue of crime. But it is only important that each policing structure knows their respective duties. And I want us to go to that very proposal because I'm really interested in what they say. Like what they are saying now is that the federal police or the federal policing structure should deal with the issues that concerns the nation. Security issues that concerns the nation, like treasonable charges or crime, terrorism, banditry. That should be that of the federal police. But for the state police, they should deal with issues that are more central and issues that concerns the legislature of each of the states, the laws being proposed by each of the states. Like we do know in Delta State, we have the anti-grazing law, but that is not being implemented. We see sick cows everywhere. Funny enough, I saw them at my backyard yesterday. I was peeping at them and they were peeping at me. But let's leave who is peeping and who. But that's what I'm saying. Now, we have the state police will deal with enforcing state laws.
Yes.
And issues that concerns local criminal activities.
Yeah.
But the federal police will deal with interstates, criminal elements, will deal with terrorism, will deal with banditry, will deal with treasonable charges and all of that. So do you feel a breakdown of what structures each of the policing units would do would help curb the problem? Because the reason I'm asking this, would it not end up looking as if there's double duties of each of them? Somebody is doing my work. Because of that, I would in every way sabotage his effort. Because that is the fear of many Nigerians. When some of these issues will be double taxed, double assigned, and because of that, there will not be this synergy between both of the different policing units.
That problem will, no matter what, at the beginning,
it will arise.
Will exist in the two police forces. It will also exist in the general public. Well, you need to know where to go and report. What kind of crime that are you?
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Because they might tell you, say, no, our own work not be that one. Go here.
What it requires with regards to the two institutions of the police, that is the state and the federal, is for the lawmakers to properly distinguish the roles.
Like
the Nigerian Civil Defense something.
Nigerian Civil Defense Corps.
They are strictly in charge of bunkering. Mm-hmm. It's specified.
Oil formation.
So you do not see the police stopping
trucks.
Mm-hmm. No, that is the work of
the NSC.
So that is pretty well defined. Banditry, well defined. Terrorism, well defined. Cybercrime, well defined.
Federal.
Yes. Interstate. Where the problem will come in is gray areas, like interstate. Somebody comes to rob in Kogi and he escapes to Edo. That is a gray area.
But what we learned, because we did our investigation, that will still fall under
the federal.
The federal.
Yes. What we need is, one, a clear definition of the separation of power and a thorough training of the officers and men of both police divisions, both police institutions. Are you get on? A thorough training, but it will take time. Okay. There will be a time where these things will create problems between them. But a dedicated group within the two institutions can resolve those conflicts. And then the general public itself will need to be trained. Okay. We need to be educated on what is state crime and what is federal crime.
Okay. Well, anyway, what we will state now is that we need to go on the break now. But when we come back, we'll continue our discussion as we look at the creation of the state police, knowing that the Red Chambers will be having an elaborate discussion around it. And do remember that the House of Representatives, the Red Chambers, have already pushed it forward after the second reading that was on 11th of June. And let's see how that will materialize. But let's go on the break. We'll come back and have more discussion. Well, we need to welcome you back after that very short commercial break. We needed to go on it, so at least we can pay some of our bills. But indeed, we're still talking about the state police, analyzing its impact after being fully implemented, knowing that in no short distant time, the state police will definitely come into being, especially with the House of Representatives already pushing for second reading, and the Red Chambers having an elaborate discussion on it today. And everybody is just waiting for it to be passed into law, especially as putting paper to pen by Mr. President when that happens. But remember, it's still a viewpoint and indeed dialogue it is, and indeed one that will need to dialogue around the issues. But still remember, we'll have our guest right here in the studio. We're talking of no other person but Chief Olori Magege helping us with what his thoughts are as it concerns the state police and the formation of it and how really effective it can work. Knowing that already the central policing is going through a whole lot of challenges, especially as it concerns funding, and sometimes it's been echoed that it's been stretched beyond its capacity, hence the creation of state police. But anyway, we'll create time to talk about that, and that's what we're doing. But remember, you can also join in on the conversation. Send your comments on our different social media platforms. They're already there on your screen, and I will be more than happy to oblige you in taking them as they come. But let's return back to our discourse. Now, before we went on the break, we talked about, in every way, differentiating what roles both the state and the federal police would have to play. So we do not double tax, and in every way bring more rancor between both of them, and end up having a negative impact rather than a positive one in their creation. But another fear being expressed by Nigerians, and these fears are germane, but most people do not reason it, because we love reasoning right here on Dialogue. Now, let's look at it. You do Nigeria is participating or is practicing a multi-party system. Now, what of if, I'm just an idea, what of if the central is APC and the state is NDC, and the state police in the states is NDC controlled, but the federal is APC? And we do know how we tend to play politics with everything. Now, would there not be ranking in synergy, participation between the state-controlled NDC police and the federal-controlled APC police?
If, for instance, the job specifications are well specified, there will be any rank. The federal police.
Do you feel we are matured enough to do that?
That won't stop us from practicing it. When the problem comes, we'll solve it. We can't run away. Well, if the institution is well established and well manned, it's supposed to be independent of the federal government or of the executive.
Yes.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
That would be a problem of the institution.
Okay.
Not the problem of the what we need is this. Let's put in place proper institutional framework for the formation of the state police and for the streamlining the activities of the federal police.
Okay.
And if that is done well, and everybody knows its boundary, there will be no problem of friction.
And would the state government want to collaborate with the federal government?
After all, the Nigerian police and the Nigerian army, they still fight from time to time.
We do know.
We know that from time to time. Even the Nigerian Navy itself fights with the Nigerian army. These rogue boys, that doesn't stop us from establishing the army. That didn't stop us from establishing the Navy. When these problems come, the management, the officers and managers of the various institutions will come in and solve it. Are you following me?
Yeah.
Whether you are NDC or whether you are APC, you are still Nigerians. And you must work together. You must work together. Unless you are saying that the NDC in the state will now use the state police to fight the federal police because APCs are the federal. No, that shouldn't be. We must grow. That would be an individual problem that can be solved.
Okay.
I don't think we should worry about that.
Okay, anyway, another major worry that Nigerians are also expressing their fear is the issue of funding. Now, you agree with me that one of the basic problems that is affecting Nigerian police force is the issue of lack of funding. And salary, poor salary payments. As it stands now, a constable in the Nigerian police is being paid 4,000 naira, according to our findings. And that of the commissioner, and also maybe DIG is paid about 1.5 million naira. But you agree with me that corruption seems to be the bane of the federal Nigerian police force. With the collection of, you understand now, give me my own.
Low tax.
Give me my own.
Bill.
Give me water. I want to drink my own water.
Yes.
Constantly be on the road, and that seems to be so. But that's a problem that many Nigerians are fearing, that are scared that if we do not do more about it, it may now creep into the state police that we are trying to have a different look and feel from the federal police.
I think the Nigerian police will suffer from this creation of state police in terms of funding. The states are the one funding the police. What the police is doing is just paying salaries.
Yeah.
The states buy weapons, buy vehicles, buys everything for them. So we see them now. From time to time, the governor will come and we donate e-locks.
Yeah.
Are you
Another
getting
gadgets to help facilitate.
the security fund of the governor? Who spends all? It's not the police. So, and then of course we have the Delta, the state security fund. No, I don't see any problem funding the state police.
But that of the federal,
That the federal, they will have to sit up because all that money that goes to them from the state
will now be channeled into the
state police. I don't fear for the state police. I fear for the federal police.
Okay, now let's look at another fear that Nigerians are expressing. And in this proposal that we got wind of, they're also thinking towards the line that those that are already in the federal police can easily switch board to the state police and still retain their rank and benefits. Now, many Nigerians are scared that this will bring corruption into the formation of the new state police because the character being expressed by these persons in the federal police that they are trying to kick against will now be carried into that of the state police and might do us more harm than good. I want your reaction towards this proposal that is being pushed by those trying to think towards the creation of the state police.
Let the man who does not commit crime throw the first stone.
Well, that's more like in the Bible.
Yes.
Oh.
The Bible is a living document that's applicable to society. What I'm saying is this. Or that if we allow the Nigerian police
the federal police
into the state
easily
police,
go to the state
they will import, they will carry along their corruption
character tendencies
and therefore infest the new one. Who said, are you sure that the ones you are going to your employing will not do the same? Corruption is so embedded in Nigeria that to say that this institution that is corrupt and this is not corrupt is to deceive ourselves. See, we need the movement, the transiting from the federal into the state to help establish the state police with experienced men and women with technical know-how. Are you getting me? We are talking of planting. We are just planting. So if there is anything that we can add as fertilizer to the soil, the better. Whether the fertilizer is contaminated or not, it will do some good. Who knows? Maybe the policemen that have transited themselves will be born again. We don't know. When we talk of corruption in Nigeria, let's leave that. Corruption is so high in Nigeria that 3 out of every 10 Nigerians can only be said to be innocent.
So are you saying that we might already be going into having a corrupt state police? These persons that will be coming on board would not act differently.
You are paying somebody 80,000 naira a month and he's putting his life at risk. He's putting his life at risk.
That is why I said 84,000 naira is the payment of every constable in Nigeria.
Yes.
Do you feel the pay is the issue? Don't you? Because there's this belief that even if you pay police personnel 500,000 naira every month, they will still say, guy, where my own? The police
used to be housed those days in barrack. Now there's nothing like that. Barracks are not being expanded. And whereas the personnel is increasing. Are you getting it? And you are paying the guy 84,000.
Constable.
Constable are the one doing the job.
Yes.
Constables are the one doing the job. His rent probably is 10,000 a month.
I doubt that.
Huh?
Rent is like
A room and parlor.
25 is the cheapest you can find.
Oh, no, let's say he's living in the basic room and parlor. Zinc. Paco.
Okay.
10,000.
Shanty.
Shanty. You take 10,000 from 84, it goes to 74. Right? He probably has a wife and 2 children. Huh? He needs to feed with a minimum of 2,000 a day.
Which is unbelievable.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
This 2,000. Are you following me? 2,000, that is 60,000. He has to pay his electric bill.
Of course not.
Huh?
Light is not cheap.
He must get transport to work because he's not living in the barrack.
Of course not.
Huh? So you ask him to be running on deficit every month. We create problems that make people to be corrupt. You are paying a man 84,000 naira. And his expenses, legal expenses, moral expenses,
survival expenses
is about 120, 150,000 a month. And his salary is 84. So he's running on deficit every month. Where do you think we'll get the money from? Where will he get the money from? Rogers. Road tax. Simple. When we make laws, and we want people to enforce the law, let's compensate them so that they can depend 100% on their salary for survival. Simple like that.
Okay, well, anyway, it might sound simple, but anyway, the proposal is being think towards and it's also being put into being. But another major one I want us to talk about before we really call it a quit, because time is well spent, is let's come now home. And in talking about coming now home, let's come to the basis. Yeah, there's this push for state police, but some persons are also saying that it goes beyond state policing. That community policing is the best way forward. Because just like you said initially in your answer to some of our questions, nobody knows the terrain more than the local boys, community boys. Nobody knows them. Nobody knows the terrain more than them. They know every local path to follow through that bush path in the forest. They know the possible persons that are new in their community. They know that this has this money and this doesn't have, and they wonder where you got it from. So it is more like coming home and being on a local level. So let's look at the issue of community policing. Yes, the creation of state police is almost done and dusted with. We have only some certain areas to really, gray areas to amend and put it into being. But how can we also, with the creation of state police, have a more local approach to it to help deal with the issue of having it more central and people-oriented, community-oriented, than making it also look as if it's so far away from the people?
I gave an example of IG over there at completely at variance with the local DPO. The state police could have embedded in it community policing. In recruitment, for instance. After all, the police have traffic department, they have crime department, they have juvenile department. We could all have community department in the structure of the police. That is very important. If we also have a community police board attached to every formation. Where
a community police board.
Yes. Attached to every formation. That is at the divisional level. Where the king or his representative, where the president's generals
of the community,
all their representatives are members. Right now they have something like that in Nigerian police community.
PPRC.
Yes. If we can have that, that will enhance crime control of the state police. It's a matter of having the will to solve these problems. If the will is there, we'll find a way. We'll find a way. We also have vigilante groups. All this could be embedded into the state police structure. And that will solve the problem. But the vigilante is really a community policing. What that can be embedded in the structure of the state police, we are done and dry.
Okay. Now, let's come to another final one before we really call it a wrap, because we've been talking for close to 50 minutes now. Let's look at the issue of, you spoke about it and you talked about a need to do it well. But whether we like it or not, funding will still be a major issue. Now, how important is funding, especially from state governors? Because now they will be claiming that their expenses will increase. Whether we like it or not, governors will now be spending more when the creation of state police exists. Just like the proposal they are having, they are trying to see if there will also be a board that the federal government can help create that will help them in getting funds also. It might not be the total fund, but at least a percentage that will be coming from the federation that will help them augment in the running of state police. Now, let's look at fund itself, because this will now increase the monthly bills of these governors. And most of them are already crying that they will hardly have enough for infrastructural development, talk less of them paying their normal civil servants in their different states. So for me, fund itself, would that not be a teething problem? Helping to equip, helping to pay, helping to run, helping to guide the state police. Are we not going to meet a brick wall if we are not being, if this policing is not properly funded well?
I heard that the federal government is giving 3% of their consolidated revenue to the states as part of the funding of the state police. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I read it.
Okay.
It's part of the constitutional amendment that is going on. The governors have security funds.
Yes.
They have security fund.
Every month.
Every month. The local government chairman, council chairman, also have security votes. Let's take that into the police. We need to buy arms and ammunition. We can get some with the cooperation of the police and the federal police and the army and the armed forces. We can get some to get them started. We are not going to import all the guns in America or in Britain overnight. It's a gradual thing.
Yeah.
It's a gradual thing. And state police is optional. That report from the NGF, the Nigerian Governors Forum, I read it. They are looking at the making it optional for states that cannot deal with the situation, that cannot carry the expenses for now.
Can still be working with the federal police.
Can still be working with federal police. So those who can afford it will go. Those who cannot afford it will find ways. All the states are not viable anyway.
Yeah.
So those
you cannot compare Delta viability with that of Kebbi.
Can compare with Zamfara
and Gombe.
Yes. So the problem in Delta State is bound to be bigger too than Zamfara problem. It's a matter of being creative. All these things will help formulate how ideas on how we to bring a resourceful person to the governor of the state. That is very, very important. It boils down to that. States will now start looking at the burdens that are being carried by the governors in formulating ideas on how to find the right peg for the right hole. It's a matter of creativity. It's a matter of creativity. Once we are determined to solve the problem, we'll find a way to solve the problem. Funding will not be a problem.
Okay, well, anyways, I feel it will also be a problem for us to say, thank you so very much. And I'm talking of no other person but Chief Olori Magige. We've been talking for close to an hour now. And when it comes to the issue of security, it can never be overemphasized.
No.
You also would agree with me that we're facing one of the most severe security issues since after the Civil War. Many Nigerians will say on a daily basis, we're having killings, just like what played out yesterday in Plateau State, where a pastor was killed, 14 others, and most of them were really health workers that were helping to deal with those injured. They were also gunned down in that unfortunate incident in Plateau. We use this opportunity to send our heartfelt condolence to the families that of the health practitioners and even those that lost their life, not just in Plateau State, but cut across the country. It was really a bloody weekend during this past weekend. But all the same, we really need to thank you so much, Chief Olori Makege, for spending your time and coming as usual as an elder statesman to add your voice to the grunt of state police and the issue of helping to secure Nigerians better. I would truly appreciate your time. We know it's not easy, but adding your voice is always as more important as also playing your part, because it's also being attributed to be the same. But thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
We truly appreciate your time. And well, anyway, it's more like a wrap for us on the show today. And today we talked about state police, analyzing its impact and possible implementation, especially looking at what the Nigerian Governors Forum did last week in Abuja, which we got a major part of that proposal is with us right here on Dialogue. But what we'd like also to be is for you to send your comment, reaction, and contribution to our different social media platforms. We truly appreciate them as they come, and be rest assured that we'll also be taking them as they come. We'll use this opportunity to indeed thank you all. We are getting lovely remarks, lovely recommendation, lovely comments as it concerns our programs on Atlantic TV. We'll say we truly appreciate them. We are humble of such lovely words that you people send. And all we are geared to do is to do more, bring more interesting programs to your doorstep, from entertainment to politics to sport, to everyday life issues, and to even that of having a beautiful meal. You do know we have a program centered on that. And aroma is always so interesting. But you do know also that what we enjoy more is having to make sure we entertain, guide, and inform you. And that's what we always pride ourselves right here on Atlantic TV. And we'll say we'll continue on that trajectory. But we need to go on the break now, and you do know it's still Viewpoint. And the news will come pretty soon. Just stick around and be with us, become more to follow. I still remain Mike Egobadia. God bless you. Have a great day.